All right, let's talk attorneys here. Everyone hopes to find an attorney they can trust, but just because they pass the bar doesn't mean your lawyer is up to par when it comes to ethics. So Bud Klueck is here to explain this. Bud Klueck, certified family law specialist. And so what are we talking about being on the higher plane?
Higher ground, Joe. Yeah, well, ethics are very important in all of the so-called learned professions. If you're a CPA or a doctor, a physician, or a lawyer, the American Medical Association or the Bar Association, ethics, professional ethics are always very important. And most people know in order to become an attorney, you have to pass, quote-unquote, pass the bar exam. But I don't think a lot of people really know that there's actually two bar exams that you have to pass. One is the big bar exam. That's a 3-day ordeal that tests your knowledge of the law, constitutional law or criminal law, or those, the rules of evidence. There's another bar exam that you must pass. It's called the PRE, Professional Responsibility Exam, and that's given in a different place, at a different time, at a different day, very often a different month, and a different format, but it tests legal ethics. So legal, at the very threshold, it's very important. You can't graduate from law school, or at least my law school, which was the University of San Diego, USD, I'm a torero. You can't get out of law school without having taken and passed professional responsibility. And that's before just coming in. Once you're in, you have to do continuing education, and the biggest block of continuing education is professional ethics. So ethics is a big deal for lawyers.
Well, then why is it that we hear so many bad things about some lawyers? How do we separate the ambulance chasers, from the ethical lawyers?
You have to look for somebody looking for the higher ground, Joe.
I see.
And for that concept, I want to go to an outside source. And the outside source would be the Bible, the outside source, the good book.
Right, the Bible.
Okay. Now, there's a part of the Bible called the Gospel, the Christian Bible, the Gospel according to Matthew. And there's a part of that that's called the Sermon on the Mount. It's a very famous part of the Bible. And it's very famous, I think, because of the so-called Beatitudes, where Jesus said, "Blessed are the poor, blessed are the peacemakers," etc. But there's a part before that I want to concentrate on, which I think illustrates my point. And Jesus there contrasts what the law requires, the minimum the law requires, and what he requires. And so Jesus would say, for example, and the law they're talking about essentially is the 10 Commandments. Jesus would say, the law says that thou shalt not kill, but I say don't even let yourself get angry. Or another example, the law says thou shalt not commit adultery, but I say, don't even think about it, dude.
Think about it.
I mean, Jesus didn't say dude, but I mean, this is a loose translation of the original Aramaic.
I get the idea.
But that's the general idea. In fact, those of us who are old enough to remember the Carter years, Jimmy Carter very famously said, I lusted after women in my heart, and that's what Carter, who was a self-identified born-again Christian, that's what he was referring to. Now, similar to that, the law requires attorneys to do certain things. They can't charge unconscionable fees, the law says. We have to keep track of what we're billing people. But we go beyond that. When you sign up with us, when you retain us, Joe, part of the packet we give you is this. Now, for the viewers, read what it says on the top.
Yeah, it says suggestions for reducing fees.
There you go. When you retain us, one of the first things we give you are suggestions for reducing fees. Now, what kind of attorney tells you how to reduce your attorney's fees at the very beginning of the relationship?
And I see you have handouts here for seniors and the law.
Right. And this is just a service that we do for people. We have seniors in the law. We have kids in the law, what to do when you become an adult, when you turn 18. And nosotros tenemos una versión en español también. We have a Spanish language version as well. And if people call up our office, we'll send this out. And again, we don't get anything from that, but it's just trying to be of service to people and try to take it to the higher ground.
Yeah, well, go to the higher ground. That's how you do it, right there. Law and Mediation Office of Garrison Klueck. And you see where, and you see the numbers there. FamilyLawSanDiego.com is the website, or you can go to SanDiego6.com, as always, for more information. And thank you, Bud, very much.
We're linked.
All right.